Good morning. It is week 4 of 8, so I wanted to do another quick video announcement. You should be about halfway through your unit since we are halfway through our 8-week cycle. Many of you have already completed your unit and taken your exam, so congratulations to you all. Also, most of you are working very well and are making good progress. Continue to do that. Keep up with your schedule. I just wanted to show you again, we're week 4, so if you're in unit 1, you should be halfway through these assignments. So you should be about 1-4, 1-5 or further. So you want to go to each one of your units and make sure you're halfway through. That'll give you a good idea if you are on pace or not. If you want a more visual representation, under modules, your pacing guide, go to what unit you're on. I'm going to pretend I'm in unit 4. Go to your pacing guide unit, and remember we have it sectioned out week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Well, just double that. So we're in week 4, so let's look at week 2. So week 1 would be week 1, week 2 if you're spacing it out over 8 weeks. Week 2 would technically be week 3 and 4. This week 3 would be week 5 and 6. And then week 4 would be 7 and 8. So if you're pacing it out, just double it. So if we're in week 4, technically we're looking here at this week 2. So you should be, if you are in unit 4, you should be completing all of these lessons this week to be on task. That gives you time, that gives you 2 more weeks to finish up the last lesson and 2 weeks to study and take your practice exam. Okay. Remember, we give you 8 weeks at DCC, but the Virginia guideline is you're really supposed to do a unit in 4 weeks. We've extended that and we give you 8 weeks. So we try to get you to do more units than just 1 so that you get through this course quicker and move on to your accredited math class. I know it's different and I know it's confusing, so again, if you have questions, please ask. A few emails that I've been getting, just to call your attention back to modules. A lot of you are asking questions that are in your course outline. So whether you're a new student or a returning student, you can click on those categories and you can go and look at your course outline. There's even a video on it where I explain the sections. But if you go to your course outline, a lot of your questions are answered here. Like what are your grades, what do you have to get, when can you use a calculator. I've tried to be very specific in your emails. Also 24-hour notice to take the test and at least 24 hours for me to grade it. I will tell you that I try to grade your test as quickly as I can. I grade them in the order I receive them. Now, if I receive them at 2 o'clock in the morning, it will be obviously the next day when I wake up before it's graded. Several people have asked what's the password to the practice exam. It's right here. It's not hard, and I'm circling it. Also, the rules for taking the test are also on here, or the exam, and the reminders for the exam. The exam does have a 2-hour time limit. That's important to note. So you want to make sure that you know the material before you come in to take the exam. You won't have a lot of time to sit there and mull over questions. You'll need to know it when you begin. You can't stop the exam once it starts. You have to finish it. There's no pausing it and coming back to it later. It will submit and grade it. So my big advice is to take the practice exam. The practice exam has more questions on it than the real one, but it'll give you an idea of what you know, what you don't know, what you might need to go back and review before you take the real exam. There's nothing I can do about this 2-hour time limit. That is a policy, and I cannot change the 2-hour time limit. Now, if you are a student with ADA accommodations, which is the Americans with Disabilities Act. So if you are a student with ADA, the time limit is extended a tiny bit. So just know that if you had like an IEP in high school, please make sure that you contact our ADA coordinator, and his email is on here as well. The other thing was attendance. Just make sure that you have read the attendance policy. You are supposed to be spending at least 4 hours a week in your software. As long as you are trying and making progress, I will not drop anybody. However, there are a few of you that are spending 11 minutes in there in a week. That is not satisfactory. That is an absence, and if you receive 2 to 3 absences, you can be withdrawn from the course. So please make sure you're spending time. If something has happened in life, I know life happens. If things have happened, if you have a sick child, if you are sick, if something is going on, please send me an email. That way I know why you are not logging into the computer and working into Hawks. It's hard to hunt some of you down and figure out what's going on. So if you're sick or if something's going on, if you're moving, anything, just shoot me an email. That is confidential information. I don't share that with anyone, but it gives me an idea of why you're not logging in and why you're not progressing. And as always, if you're stuck on something, please send me an email. I've done lots of private videos with folks. Hopefully those are helping. Some people have asked for extra examples. I have sent those. So please just ask me. Remember, I don't know that you're stuck or that you're confused if you don't tell me. I think that's all for this week. So I will be back again next week with another update and hopefully answer some of your questions. Keep progressing, and I hope your semester